What is up, bros? Welcome to the All Bros podcast. I'm Caleb.
And I'm Jonathan.
And we are a couple of aspiring filmmakers that love to watch and critique movies, but also enjoy a lot of bit of the nerd life. We've made it out of the dungeon that DJ and Vic locked us in. We have taken...
I was gonna go more like a saw trap kind of thing, but okay.
The saw trap.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, either way, we're out of it now, and we have taken over our podcast back. But this week on the podcast, in Funko Focus, we have a couple new figures that we're going to talk about. One's for a Star Wars line. I was going to talk about it in the Collector Core theme, but some of these figures were just like way too cool to not talk about. Which we'll get into. Then up in 4K Spotlight, we have technically 7 new releases that we'll be discussing. And then in Through the Wall, we're going to be talking about the final. Is it the final or is it just the second?
No, it's the final.
Okay, yeah. We're going to be talking about the final Halloween Kills trailer that came out. Then after that, we will get into our breakdown, which is going to be of Cruella.
Yeah.
Yeah, so without further ado, let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Every day, we're surrounded by media. Books, movies, art, music, games, apps, podcasts, etc., etc. With this constant bombardment, it's easy to miss great media gems in the chaos. But fret not, you've come to the right place, my friend. I'm Jason, and I love media. I invite you to check out the Mixed Media Forest podcast, the podcast where I trudge through the forests of media to find hidden gems for you, the listener. Every episode of Mixed Media Forest is chock full of fun, reviews, nostalgia, positivity, news, rants, stories, and recommendations about all things media. Again, that's the Mixed Media Forest podcast, created on Anchor Podcasting app and available everywhere fine podcasts can be found. Give it a listen. It's what all the cool kids are doing.
Alrighty, first up in Funko Focus. I have a little bit less I feel to say about this line, so I'll go first.
Okay.
We have 2 figures, at least ones that are standing out. We're getting into Mandolorian, and they have 2 like moments. I don't know what you would call these, because these technically weren't in the show. Well, one of them was. One of them was in the show. One of them was not in the show. So it'll be interesting to see what they call this one. But the first one that was in the show is a Grogu meditating on the rock, which is freaking epic. He has his eyes closed and his like 3 little fingers in like a circle. Like he is straight up meditating, and it is magical.
Gandhi.
It is magical. This one looks so cool. But I just love all the freaking Grogu figures that they've come up with. The next one is, I don't know what to technically call this. I'm going to call it a moment. This one's freaking badass.
This is kind of like a prelude into the poster that was released today.
The poster?
You didn't see that?
No.
Yeah, they released the first... Well, how about you talk about it first, and then I'll say what poster they released.
Okay. Yeah, so this figure is Boba Fett sitting on... It looks like just some big-ass throne. and he has like his newly painted armor on, and then Fennec is the assassin is standing behind him. It kind of looks like she's floating.
It does.
I don't know what's up with that.
So maybe she's going to be a separate piece. I don't really know.
That's what I was thinking too, but I mean, they did release a picture of like the individual. So I don't know what the deal is with that one. But it looks like she's kind of like standing behind the throne that Boba Fett's on. And it just looks so cool.
It does.
So what poster are you talking about?
So they released the first official poster for the book of Boba Fett. Isn't that what the show's called?
Yes.
And actually this, I'm pretty sure this is the exact same thing. He's actually sitting on Jabba's throne.
Is it Jabba's?
Yeah. Pretty
No
sure that's
shit.
Jabba's.
Oh, snap. I just looked it up. That is epic.
Right? Yeah. That's a cool ass poster.
Dude, Boba Fett's so cool.
He is. He really is.
Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, and that streams this year.
Oh shit, really?
December 29th.
Oh, hell yeah.
If this poster I'm looking at is real.
I'm sure it's real because Disney and like the Disney Plus official page announced today.
Yeah, they're releasing it December 29th. Bruh, this is gonna be dope. Dude, I don't know what it is. Like, I feel like the Mandalorian, like Star Wars does such a good job with helmets.
This is true. Like, say what you will about Captain Phasma and how shitty, like how she got nothing to do as a character. I feel so bad for that actress. But her armor and her helmet are just, amazing.
Yeah. I don't feel that bad for that actress. Because
really?
I'm willing to bet you that check was fat.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, but all of their like Star Wars helmets are iconic, I feel. Like every single one of them, like they haven't had like a miss yet.
It's true.
Like Stormtroopers, the First Order troopers, freaking Like I want a Mandalorian helmet, and it's like I don't even want a helmet like the Mandalorian's helmet. I just want a Mandalorian helmet that I can like paint and do myself. Like I want to design one. I want to get. If anyone knows a 3D printer that'd be willing to make me a Mandalorian helmet, let me know. Because it's like, no matter how dorky you might think Star Wars is, everyone freaking looks cool in a Mandalorian helmet. Like, I freaking see people on TikTok all the time wearing Mandalorian helmets of all different varieties. And, like, they do their freaking TikToks in those helmets. And I'm like, that is so cool. Like, yeah, you're doing dishes, but you look epic.
Yeah. Anything you do in that outfit, you look epic.
Exactly. Like, I want that in my life. Yeah, so if anyone knows someone that'd be willing to make me a Mandalorian helmet, hit me up. But yeah, they have a few other Mandalorian figures that came out. The I forget what his name is. Timothy Oliphant. I think he was the sheriff.
Yeah, I think that's his name.
Yeah, they have him where he's wearing Boba Fett's beat up helmet. And then they have a Chase where he's unmasked. They have a Fennec standalone. They have Luke Skywalker holding Grogu, which is so cool. They have the Frog Lady, which is going to be a Walgreens exclusive. That one's weird. That one's a weird Walgreens exclusive.
It's probably because they know she's going to be a shelf warmer if they make her just a common. So they're like, let's make her exclusive, see if anybody will actually try to get her.
Yeah. And then they have a Walmart exclusive Boba Fett where he is unmasked. Then they have a Mandalorian pop where he's holding the Beskar spear. They have a Dark Trooper that's carrying Grogu. They have one of those that glows in the dark, but the glow kind of sucks. I think it's just the eyes. So that's kind of lame. And then for lack of a better description, Entertainment Earth is getting an exclusive Mandalorian. And it looks like a Force ghost.
Yeah, it does.
So, yeah, it's just like that's the best way to describe it is Force Ghost Mando.
Yep.
So yeah, those are all the figures, but the big ones I wanted to talk about were that Grogu and the Boba Fett.
Yeah, that's fair.
So anyway, Rose, what did you have for Funko Focus?
So for me, Funko announced that they're doing a shit ton of cartoon classics with Cartoon Network's old shows. And so some that really stuck out to me, we have Courage the Cowardly Dog with, I don't know how to explain his pose. Like he has his hands tightened in on his chest and like he's like, like gritting his teeth, like what Courage would do.
Yeah, it's his classic Courage pose.
yeah. He looks great. Freaking Blue's Clues. This is so cool. Oh, so they have a common with Blue waving high. Or no, just showing his footprint, I think. Her. Oh my god, wow. I'm sorry. It's been so long since I've seen Blue's Clues. I'm sorry. And then they have a Hot Topic exclusive where she is flocked.
I hope this leads into getting us more Blue's Clues figures.
I do too, because I love that Blue's Clues has re-entered the talk, because oh my god, what's the guy's name?
Steve? You heathen?
No, I was saying the actor's name, not the actual character's name.
His name is Steven Burns.
Oh. Oh, now I feel like a dumbass. So
Steve.
Steve. How he came back and it's just like, I never forgot about you guys, and just oh my gosh, why you gotta hit me in the feels with that, Steve? What the hell?
Yeah, freaking sucker punch right to the gut.
Seriously. But before I start tearing up, there's some other ones as well. We got for the Powerpuff Girls, freaking Mojo Jojo, and then I actually don't even know this character.
I don't know him either.
Okay, cool. So there's another character. We don't know him though. And then just two more I want to talk about. Freaking the Powerpuff Girls, but they're in their flying poses.
Yeah, and the stand is their corresponding colors too.
It's so cool. Oh my gosh. I hate that I stopped collecting. I'm not going back.
Dude, the only way that I would get any of those is if I could buy them all at one time.
Fair enough.
That's one of those figures you either have to have all of them or none of them.
Yeah, you can't just have Buttercup, you can't have Blossom. You have to have all of them.
Yeah. I feel like you could have Mojo Jojo on his own, you could have Courage on his own. You can't have two or one of the Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah, no, you need them all. And then so last but certainly not least, we have some Dexter's Laboratory coming out. One with Dexter pushing one of his just a button on a controller. I don't know what it's to, but he's pressing that button. And then you have Dee Dee being her annoying ass self, and just with one hand to her side, and then she has her other arm up to her side. She looks like she's doing like the "I'm a little teapot, short and stout." Isn't that how it freaking goes? I don't know.
A little bit. Yeah. Dude, I don't know what it was. Like, I felt like it was... I think this just kind of like grew into eventually what I started hating about real people. I hated people like Dee Dee.
That wanted to enjoy life.
Yeah, like it's just these people that were just irresponsibly happy.
Like, I can't get over that.
I don't know how else to describe it. It's just these people that are always in a good mood. Like, I cannot stand those people.
That is funny. I shouldn't laugh, but that's funny. Like, kudos to you if you can, like, be always smiling, but...
Yeah, just
like,
know that I dislike you to your core. Like, it's not even that I dislike you as a... Actually, it is. I dislike you as a person.
Damn.
Is it, like, harsh to say that I hate the essence of your being? Like, someone, like, when you express to me some, like, if you want to, like, complete, like, I know people that are, like, that happy and giddy all the time, but they have shared with me some sadness from their life. And then I'm like, okay, now I can view you as a normal human being. But if I never get close enough to someone to understand that they've gone through, like, heartache, and they're just, like, happy all the time, my instinct is to destroy it.
That's just... Oh, you're happy? Watch what I have planned.
Not for long.
Oh, you're happy? That's cute. I can fix that.
I'm awful. I feel like I'm like...
No,
please,
but dude, like, honestly,
please let me know if anyone else feels that way.
I mean, sometimes I feel I'm that way. Like, sometimes I'll see like coworkers just like smiling. They're just like, "Oh, I just love being here. It's such a great job." I'm like, "No, we all hate it here. You don't have to lie to yourself."
It's like, if you do truly love it here, your life is sad.
Exactly.
It's like, you have nothing going for you if this is the highlight of your life.
Yeah.
Your face got, like, really serious.
Yeah.
like, what was that about?
I don't know.
I was like, I wasn't talking about people that work there in general. I'm talking about the people that were happy to be there.
I know. I'm just kidding.
We almost had, like, a real coming to Jesus moment right there.
We did, yeah.
I was like, no, like, you... Oh my gosh, way to just make me all flustered.
I'm sorry.
I almost started going like, no, I mean, most people have something to look forward to. It's just the people that are happy.
It's like, Caleb, I'm going to be right back, but I'm actually not. So, okay, this is getting like really dark here.
Oh, good hell. Anyway, let's move on.
Yeah, so I think that's it for Funko Focus, right?
Yep.
Okay.
All right, moving on to 4K Spotlight. We have technically 7 new releases coming out. We're not going to go through each individual one, but we'll cover the big ones.
Yeah. Well, so let's start with Halloween, just because those aren't like actual like new movies coming to 4K. But so this is kind of interesting. Last week, which was, oh my gosh, what was yesterday, the 28th? So I guess Halloween was released on 4K only because it had already been released on 4K already, and this was just a new version. So that's actually in stores right now. But Halloween's 2 through 5, they're supposed to come out on October 5th, but from what I'm hearing, they actually might have gotten delayed. I don't know till when, but I mean, I'm just going off Blu-ray.com. It still says October 5th. And I mean, I do want to get these eventually, but I kind of want to wait till they're a little maybe on sale, because freaking adding these all to your cart, you see $150 price tag, and you're like, "Ooh, that's a lot of money."
Yeah. I think it's hard to drop that much when it's coming in like one thing.
Yeah, that's true. But apparently, with Halloween 5, even though I hate that movie, there is like an alternate ending that involves like the SWAT team or something like that. I don't know.
That's interesting.
So yeah, all of these have actually like a couple new special features. They're not like just a bare bones, hey, here's a 4K version of it, no special features. You're actually getting quite a bit new stuff with these releases. So if you guys want Halloween's 1 through 5, they are coming to 4K soon, hopefully. It still says October 5th, so I'm assuming it's October 5th still. But yeah. And then so movies actually coming out, or like that haven't been released yet, are so we got Free Guy, and so that is getting a 4K release as well as a oh my gosh, where the hell is it? Where did I was I? Oh shit, dude, I was looking at the wrong date. I lied, guys. I'm sorry. Free Guy does not come out till next week. Do not listen to me.
Bro.
I'm sorry. I got confused. But Space Jam: A New Legacy comes out? Because everyone's so excited about that one, right? Like, come on.
Okay, that one wasn't a horrible movie.
No, I actually kind of enjoyed that one. But so that is getting a 4K release as well as a Best Buy exclusive steelbook. And you know what I actually appreciate about this movie? Or at least this steelbook, it went with the shitty design that the first steelbook went with for the first movie. So,
really?
Yeah. I mean, but at least they're being consistent. So, but now instead of like it being like just like a regular basketball court, it's like the light up one, like that was in the final basketball game in the movie. And so on the front circle, it's Bugs and LeBron, and then on the back, I think it's Don Cheadle's character, and actually it doesn't show, but I'm pretty sure it's Don Cheadle's character and one of his like henchmen or some shit like that. So literally the exact same as the first Space Jam steelbook, but with like the layout for Space Jam: A New Legacy with all the fun colors.
Okay, that redeems the design a little bit. Not a lot. I'm not giving you lazy asses credit. Just a little bit.
Oh shit.
Like instead of angry face, you get one of those like slightly raised eyebrows.
Dude, I swear, my knowledge for what's coming out on 4K is like all over the place. Because now if I go on Amazon, actually Halloween 1978 isn't available also until October 5th. I was lied to by the Blu-ray community on YouTube. This is bullshit. More importantly, it was Wet Movie 1. Brendan, it was Wet Movie 1. Brendan, what the hell? I'm kidding. I love you, man. You don't know me, but I love you, man. Keep up the good work.
If he even listens to this show.
He doesn't.
Dude, how trippy would it be if he did?
That would... That would actually be pretty cool, considering I've been watching that guy's videos since, like, freaking, 2012? He's been on YouTube for a very long time.
No, I believe it.
Yeah. But, so, yeah, that's it for 4K Spotlight, even though I lied to you guys a lot in that, and I apologize.
Well, hopefully you'll be forgiven.
I hope so. I really do.
All right, moving on over to Through the Wall. We got our final trailer for Halloween Kills.
Oh! Don't mind me, I'm just, like trying to hide my, what over here.
Gross.
What? Oh, so it's okay to make the joke about the Hawkeye trailer, but I can't do it about the Halloween Kills trailer?
It's the way that you hide it. You should have just come out and just said what you meant to say.
Okay.
But dude, this trailer was epic.
Right. Oh my gosh. Freaking the kid. So it opens up with Lindsay Wallace, one of the survivors from 1978. And she's just like, she approaches two boys swinging on the swing. She's just like, hey, what are you guys doing out here? Freaking kid just savagely, it's Halloween, we're trick-or-treating. It's like, duh.
Dude, I didn't recognize a lot of the older characters from the original until the end.
Oh, like they showed like the size, the comparison of...
Yeah, like I was just like, okay, just some rando like yelling at these kids, and then it's like, oh, these survivors. I'm like, oh,
yeah. So what's interesting is the guy that is playing Tommy Doyle is not the original guy that played him. It's a different actor. But I'm actually okay with the change because I think the guy that they picked to play is a really good actor. So the only ones that actually came back that were actually in Halloween 1978 are just Jamie Lee Curtis and the girl that played Lindsay Wallace. So, but it's gonna be interesting because in the trailer, Lori, like during this, they're showing like how they were in 1978 to in 2018. She's saying 40 years ago the boogeyman came for us. We are the survivors of Michael Myers. And it shows Lonnie, one of the bullies to Tommy Doyle in the first one, his encounter a little bit with Michael Myers, but that was actually never in Halloween 1978, so they're actually adding more to what Michael Myers did on that night. So that's actually going to be really interesting.
Wait, what do you mean they're adding more?
Well, like, they're adding, like, stuff, like, in a way, like, we never saw, we never saw Michael do.
So, are they adding... Wait, that's confusing. Are they adding, deleted scenes?
No, it's not deleted scenes. They're kind of, like, adding their own stuff to what happened to.
That's shady.
I mean, yeah, but the thing is, though, John Carpenter actually has, like, a lot to do with this new timeline. Like, he's actually, like, put his, like, foot forward. He's helped a lot. Guys scoring all three of these, Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills, and Halloween Ends. And he scored the original, too.
Better then.
Yeah. So, because, like, thinking back to the original, I'm like, okay, was Lonnie the one kid that, after, like, I don't know if you remember, after Lonnie and his friends bully Tommy Doyle, like, they push him down and, like, he falls on his pumpkin at school? Do you remember that scene?
Vaguely.
Okay. Well, there's a part where one kid starts running down the stairs and he actually like runs into Michael and he looks up at him and like he stands there for a minute and then runs away. I thought that was actually Tommy Doyle, but it's actually not. That was a completely different kid. But so yeah, I guess in this timeline, Tommy actually did have an encounter with the Shape in 1978, so that's gonna be interesting. But freaking I've said this before, but this is the most violent and ruthless I have ever seen Michael Myers, and I love it so much.
Dude, I love how the whole freaking town is in on getting him.
That is such. IGN pointed that out in their review. Because I don't know if you guys listened to a couple episodes ago, but there have been like reviews already for Halloween Kills, and it's kind of mixed right now. But not everyone has seen it yet. We'll see how it is. But IGN points out that the idea of like a town getting together and wanting to stop something that has haunted them for 40 years is such an interesting idea for a sequel. And they said that sometimes Halloween Kills doesn't exactly know what to do with that completely. Yeah, so
I can see that. I think it's just a lot of execution.
That's fair. I mean, I give David Gordon Green credit for doing that idea. Like, it's not just one girl. A town has lived in fear of this guy for 40 years, and they're freaking done with it. I think that's such a great idea.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. And especially if they're adding stuff that he did that night, then it just doesn't feel like he was only bushwhacking
Laurie's friends.
Yeah. Then it felt like he was like making his way through and then just got caught up with Laurie.
Yeah, exactly. So it definitely seems like they're adding to the lore, and I'm honestly okay with that.
Yeah, I'm
as
down.
long as I appreciate especially that like John Carpenter is actually like given his blessing for the stuff that they're adding. I love that.
Yeah, that's always a sign that they're doing good if the creator is given the go.
Yeah, no, I agree. It was funny, in like an interview a couple years ago, someone asked John Carpenter, like, hey, how do you feel about all of these sequels, that were like kind of varied off of your work and like didn't really follow what you wanted Michael to be? And he's just like, son, whenever I see the word Halloween or Michael Myers in a movie, I just have to open my hand and just money falls into it. And I'm just like, you know what, Carpenter? I appreciate that. I love you for that. That's great.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. But so yeah, freaking Michael Myers is just so ruthless in this one. I can't get over it.
This is going to be an insane movie, and I'm hoping that they keep with what they did in the 2018, where they didn't rely too heavily on the jump scares and all that.
I hope so as well. Because, I don't know, in a horror movie with like a slasher, I don't really think you need jump scares that much. You're here for the gore. That's what you're here for. You're there to watch people get bushwhacked. As effed up as that sounds, you are there to watch people get killed in cool ways or gruesome ways, however you want to put it.
Yeah. So, high hopes for this movie.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm already like checking to see when tickets go on sale because I think I'm gonna see this Thursday night.
Oh, that's gonna be epic.
I got to see this movie opening night. Like, I've waited so long for this movie.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait to see it for the first time with you.
Okay.
Unless things like fall through, then I'll go watch it through streaming. But yeah, I'm thoroughly excited for this. So 1 out of 10. How did this trailer do?
10. Easy.
I'm still sitting at about a 9. Like
That's
a
fair.
little on the
No,
softer
that's actually,
side. But
no,
I'm
still really
pumped.
good.
Yeah. Funny enough, I was watching when you sent me that video. I was actually playing on the VR headset, and my messenger notifications pop up on there. So when you sent me the link, I was able to open it on YouTube, and so I watched it like on like a freaking massive screen. It's so dude, it was the shit.
Oh, bitchin'.
Dude, exactly. I was just like, whoa. Gosh, I can't wait to do that.
I know, me too.
All right, well, I think that covers Through the Wall, so let's move into this week's breakdown.
Just do it.
Alright, for this week's headliner, we will be breaking down Cruella.
I was going to break into the song, but no.
Yeah, so unfortunately we did not post a question of the week with this one.
Dude, I feel bad. We've like been really slacking with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But it happens, guys. You know.
Yeah, we'll make more of an effort to post the figures that we talk about and like all that stuff that we talk about,
guys.
and I'll be better about making the question of the week stuff. But anyway, if you guys are new to our breakdown system, we have split movies into 8 different categories that we individually grade to come to a final All Bros letter grade. The 8 categories that we discuss are story, writing, acting, character development, effects, music, costumes, and then we give it our own personal grade at the very end. And then all of that magic gets added up together and spits out a letter grade for us based off of the grade school, grade school system. So without further ado, did I say it weird?
Excuse me.
I thought I said it weird.
It sounded fine to me.
Okay.
I mean, I might just be losing it.
Yeah. But Rose is going to read us the synopsis for the movie. So, spoiler warning now. So if you listen past this point, it's your own damn fault if you ruin the movie for yourself. So.
Yeah. Considering it's been on Disney Plus considering it's been on Disney Plus to where you don't have to pay for Premier Access, it's just there if you're subscribed for like a month now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so come on, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
But anyway.
So, reading with Rose, everyone.
Oh, yes. With 2 E's.
With 2 E's.
Yep. No, it's... What is it? It's 2...
It's 2 E's, no I.
Oh, yeah, that's what it is. Oh, man. All right. Estella Miller is a creative child with a talent for fashion and a nefarious streak. Estella's mother, Catherine, decides to pull her from school to keep her record clean and move to London. On the way there, she stops at an upper-class party to ask for financial assistance. Despite being told to stay in the car, Estella sneaks into the party and unintentionally attracts the attention of the host's 3 ferocious Dalmatians. They chase her outside and push Catherine off a cliffside balcony to her death. Orphaned and blaming herself for Catherine's death, Estella runs away to London and befriends street urchins Jasper and Horace, who take her in. 10 years later, Estella practices thievery with her friends, owning her fashion skills by designing their disguises. For her birthday, I almost said Jasper, and Jasper and Horace get her an entry-level job at the Liberty department store. However, Estella is made a janitor and denied the chance to use her talents. When Estella drunkenly redecorates a window display, the Baroness von Hellman, a renowned but authoritarian, haute couture designer, is impressed with Estella's work and offers her a coveted job at the Baroness's fashion house. I'm screwing this up so bad. Estella eagerly accepts and gains the Baroness's confidence. Although proud that her designs are put on display, she eventually notices her boss wearing a necklace that once belonged to Catherine. When the Baroness claims that an employee had previously stolen it, Estella asks Jasper and Horace to help her retrieve the necklace during the Baroness's upcoming black and white ball. To conceal her identity at the ball, Estella creates an alter ego for herself named Cruella and wears one of the Baroness's old designs purchased from a vintage clothing store owner named Artie. Cruella steals the spotlight at the ball, buying Jasper and Horace enough time to break into the Baroness's high-security vault, only to realize that the Baroness is already wearing the necklace. Jasper, straying from the original plan, disguises himself as a waiter and releases rats into the party. As panic ensues, Estella manages to swipe the necklace. Noticing her necklace has been stolen, the Baroness summons her Dalmatians with a dog whistle, causing Estella to realize that the Baroness is ultimately responsible for Catherine's death. Seeking revenge, Estella orders Jasper and Horace to kidnap the Baroness's Dalmatians. Cruella upstages the Baroness by appearing at events and gatherings in extravagant fashions, gaining notoriety via Estella's childhood friend and columnist Anita Darling. Cruella's haughty and arrogant behavior increasingly discomforts Jasper and Horace, as well as the Baroness. Estella sabotages the Baroness's spring collection show and simultaneously stages her own show in Regent's Park, wearing a Fox Dalmatian fur coat to further taunt the Baroness, having realized that Estella... wearing a Fox Dalmatian fur coat to further taunt the Baroness. Having realized that Estella and Cruella are the same person, the Baroness has Jasper and Horace arrested and sets fire to their home. Estella is left to die in the blaze, but is rescued by the Baroness's valet, John. Estella discovers the necklace unlocks a box containing her birth records. She learns that the Baroness is her biological mother. At her birth, the Baroness ordered John to have the infant Estella murdered so she could focus solely on her career and keep her late husband's inheritance. John instead gave the baby to Catherine, one of the Baroness's maids, who raised Estella in secret. Cruella breaks Jasper and Horace out of prison and reveals the truth, recruiting them. Artie and John for her final scheme. I'm really screwing this one up. The quintet sneaks into the Baroness's charity gala, where Estella meets her on the cliffside balcony, revealing she is the Baroness's daughter. The Baroness feigns embracing Estella before pushing her over the balcony. She then realizes that her guests have been led outside and witnessed the act. Estella survives with a hidden parachute, and with Estella symbolically dead, adopts her Cruella persona for good. The Baroness is arrested, and Cruella inherits Hellman Hall, renaming it Hell Hall, and moving in with the rest of the quintet. In a mid-credit scene, Cruella delivers 2 Dalmatian puppies, Pongo and Purdy, to Roger Dearly, the Baroness's former lawyer, and Anita, respectively. Now an aspiring songwriter, Roger begins composing the song Cruella de Vil. Wow, I struggle with that so bad. So bad.
Nah, I feel like that one was a tough one.
Okay, phew.
One thing about that ending, though, why in the hell would Roger write a song about her like that?
I can agree with that because from what I saw, he only saw Estella's side. He never saw Cruella's side.
Yeah, so I don't think he ever thought Cruella was evil.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I guess they had to have a prelude into 101 Dalmatians.
Odd. Whatever. So starting off with story, we ended up giving this an 83.5.
Not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all. Definitely one of the weaker stories that we've had lately.
Yeah. But I feel when it comes to like some of Disney's live action interpretations, at least to me, this is one of the better ones.
I will give you that. I think that they did a really good job at humanizing Cruella instead of just making her a puppy-killing monster.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like honestly, when they first announced this movie, I'm like, do we really need an origin for Cruella de Vil? Like I got all that I needed to in the original animated film. She's a wicked person that likes to turn Dalmatians into fur coats. That's really all I needed. And she smoked a lot. That was also.
Yeah.
But
I'm kind of glad that they did away with that aspect of her.
I am too. And honestly, I think this movie did a really good job humanizing Cruella de Vil. I guess just Cruella. She doesn't really Does she even go by Cruella de Vil at the end?
Yes.
She does? Okay.
Yeah, but okay, that was one thing I wanted to discuss too. That was something I hated. How she got the name DeVille.
Yeah, that's kind of dumb.
Yeah, it
Gets it from a car.
Yeah, it was Horace. He was like, "Oh, I found the name. Like the car has a name. It's called a devil." And then Jasper was just like, "You imbecile! It's a DeVille." And then she's just like, "Oh, I like that." And I'm like, "Nah, like that's so stupid." Like, you know what I was thinking they were gonna do?
What?
With all the reports of Cruella being dead, I thought that she was just going to like reappear and people were going to start calling her the devil. And
yeah,
then
but how
like
would
throw in their like their spin. Like I would have been so much happier if they were just like, "Oh, it's Cruella the devil," and she's like, "Oh, DeVille."
Oh, like the villain, kind of.
Yeah, or something along those lines. Like I would have much preferred
anything
that
better
than
than just out of a freaking car.
Yeah, it's a DeVille. I like that. I don't.
Well, I mean, how did you feel about when she was a kid? Like, what was it? Her mom's just like, remember, be Estella, don't turn into a Cruella or something like that. That's
okay. That one that I appreciated. Like, it's just like one of those cute childish nicknames.
Yeah,
and it's like not even like it wasn't supposed to be like cute or anything. It was just she was kind of a real bitch when she was a kid.
little bit.
And like her mom was just always telling her like, "Oh, we need to follow the pattern." She's like, "Well, that's ugly." And calls her Cruella, and yeah, I really liked that. Like I love the attitude of young Cruella.
Yeah, the actress is so. I mean, sorry, skipping ahead, but the actress who played young Cruella, bravo, amazing job.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll definitely get into that a little bit later because I did throw the young kids in for a minute, like just like I made theirs whatever scores I gave them. I made theirs count a little less than the main. But yeah, just getting back into the story and all that. I think they did a really good job at kind of leaving you on your toes a little bit when it came to information about everyone. Like,
Yeah.
the reveal that Cruella was actually the Baroness's daughter. Like, I will say that's a twist I wasn't quite expecting.
I was not either. I did not see that coming.
Yeah. I thought she was going to have like a bigger grudge with the Dalmatians. Like, I thought it was going to be
Yeah,
like,
I
oh,
thought
she just
so
hated
too.
dogs in general after that, or it
Y-
didn't even seem like she hated the dogs.
No. I mean, I'll fully. Yeah. I'm like, hell, do we need a Cruella 2 now to freaking really understand?
Yeah. Like the one I think the one thing that I wish that they wouldn't have done is with the ending making it seem like they were like that's like a perfect tie-in to the 100 Dalmatians
Yeah.
or 101 Dalmatians or whatever. I
It's
feel
101
like
yet, or at second time.
I like with the Cruella that they gave us in this, I can't see her doing the stuff she does in the animated
I can't
movie.
either. And like, I tried to think, okay, well, what about like Glenn Close's or Glenn Close's Cruella de Vil in the live action remakes? But same thing. She is portrayed the same way as she is in the animated film. So, like, I don't know. It seems like this is like a new take on Cruella de Vil. It's not the exact same Cruella de Vil that we get in the original animated film. And I'm not opposed to that. Like, if you want to rewrite a character and like see where they can go from here, by all means, go right ahead. And I mean, honestly, I would love to see Emma Stone come back and play this character again if they ever do decide to do a sequel and take her character even further.
Yeah, I agree. The way that like just because they tied it in that way, the way that I'm viewing what this was in the ultimate Disney universe. Like I know that ultimately this is just like its own standalone thing, but
Yeah.
I feel like the 101 Dalmatians and all of those movies, anything like the Glenn Close, all that, I feel like that's I'm considering that legacy, like that's the that's the lore that was created about Cruella.
Okay.
Because everyone was thinking that that was real Dalmatian, like what she was wearing at the end. Like everyone thought, oh,
Yeah,
is
that's
that real
true.
Dalmatian? And she always talked about like killing dogs.
Yeah, freaking didn't Jasper kind of have to like make sure that she was kidding at one point?
Yeah, and even then he wasn't like quite sure.
Yeah.
And then even like I don't know, even like some of the other characters, like they'd ask like, oh, was that real Dalmatian? And she would just like laugh it off or wink or whatever. Like we knew it wasn't, but I think it's
Yeah.
just that like
But
that it like I consider like it's that became the lore that 101 Dalmatians became. Where they're just like, oh, we're going to make an animated movie about this lady who killed dogs.
honestly, this movie has made me want to go back and watch not only like the original and probably even 101 Dalmatians 2 Patch's London Adventure. Because that's like one of the Disney sequels, like the directed DVDs that I actually have like a soft spot for. I watched that so much as a kid. But I really actually want to go back and watch the Glenn Close, Cruella de Vil, 101 Dalmatian movies because I haven't seen those since I was a kid.
I've been wanting to. I like this made me want to go back and rewatch those too.
Yeah, and the fact that oh my gosh, what is it? Guy that played the Weasley's dad. Do you remember his name?
I don't remember the actor, but I know who you're talking about.
Oh yeah, he. I think he plays Horace in those movies.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, this was a really fun story. I think it brought a new humanity to the character, which I feel like any other live action representation of villains, like Maleficent, like it humanized
Yeah.
these classic Disney villains.
I'm actually gonna say this. I actually liked this movie better than Maleficent.
I did too.
Okay.
Like
Nothing against Maleficent. Angelina Jolie is great in the role, but I don't know. Honestly, at some parts in Maleficent, I got a little bored. No part throughout this movie was I being like, oh my god, this is starting to drag on. It didn't really feel like a 2-hour movie to me.
Jeez, I didn't even realize it was 2 hours.
Yeah, it's like 2 hours and I think 10 minutes.
Damn, it didn't. Yeah, it definitely did not feel that long.
Yeah, right? So
Like, it felt like a really, solid movie, like a good length movie, but not, 2 hours.
yeah.
So
exactly.
that's a really good sign for how well this movie flowed.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, they kept everything, on beat, and anything that I feel like they could have drug on, they made funny in a way, or they just gave something for you to, they just enhanced, some of the scenes. One of the ones for me that I felt like could have been dragging on a lot, or that could have felt like it was dragging on, was when they were looking at that dress that was all shiny and everything.
Oh, yeah.
And I felt like that could have been a little bit being drug along, but I think they were able to keep a really solid flow.
Yes, I agree.
And just given those little cuts and stuff, just enough for us to remain interested.
Yeah.
I feel like they definitely towed that line a little bit, but they never crossed into boring territory.
No, I absolutely agree.
But other than that, pacing felt good. Overall, an 83.5. That's a little bit above average.
Yeah.
So I think that's a pretty decent. There wasn't anything outstanding about this story. There wasn't anything that just blew you away. I think the biggest thing that could have done that was the reveal. But I think once we got to I think there was a point where that's what it was leading into.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, okay, now I see what they're doing. The overall reveal, didn't come as a total shock. It's just that, it wasn't out of nowhere, she's your mother, and you're like, oh. They kind of led into it very slowly, so you're like, oh, okay, so this is what they're doing.
Yeah, I feel this movie actually did something that I feel a lot of movies don't do with those kind of surprises, is it actually had a very good lead in, or lead up to.
Yeah. Not much else I can say about the story.
No, I mean, like I said, I'm shocked of how well this worked.
Yeah. This was a lot better than I was expecting it to be.
Yeah.
All right, moving on over to writing. It was actually just slightly higher than the story, sitting at an 84.
Not bad.
Yeah. I really enjoyed the humor of this.
Yeah, me too.
This movie. I think something that brought it down for me a little bit was Horace and his constant the angle.
I actually loved that every single time he made that joke. What's the
really?
angle? Yeah, like what's the angle? Come on, there has to be an angle. I loved it.
Yeah, it was funny the first couple times, but then it just got to the point where I'm like, okay, shut up.
I think it's kind of the point that he's supposed to be not the brightest in the bunch. Sorry, Jasper is definitely the smarter one out of the two.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of just supposed to be the joke, which sometimes those jokes work for me, sometimes they don't. In this case, it actually did work for me. The fact that he just kept repeating it.
Yeah, I agree. I felt like this movie was very quippy.
It was. It absolutely was.
Like, I can't remember, like, specific quips, but it just was... I don't know. Like, I feel like there was a lot of mixture between the writing and the acting. Like, I feel like the writing could have come off as cheesy, but it was just the actors that made it not. But when you think about the lines, it does come off in a very cheesy way. Like, that was something I noticed. I'm like, okay, that line was a little funky, or this line was a little funky.
Yeah, no, okay, I get you.
A lot of the funkiness that I was feeling was from the dialogue between Estella and the Baroness after Cruella came. Because once she started becoming Cruella and adopting that persona, her Estella started feeling very weird.
It did, because like how towards the beginning, the Baroness would like always correct her about saying sorry, and she'd be like, "Oh no, I'm so sorry." Oh, and like she felt like really bad for it. But when she finally came out as Cruella and she's hiding as Estella, she would kind of like be like smart ass with it. She would say sorry. She'd be like, "Oh, there I go again." Oops, I forgot that's not allowed here.
Yeah, that, like, it was shit like that. Like, when she was like unapologetically just being an asshole, that
Yeah.
I was fine with that stuff. It was just when she was trying to play all innocent and go, oop, and like being over the top about it.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, freaking chill.
No, I get where you're coming from with that.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of like some other shit that I'm just like, eh. One flaw I feel in the writing, and I didn't quite know where to put this gripe, so I did end up putting it in the writing, was how the Baroness killed Cruella's mom.
That is fair, because it is like it comes from like so many different angles at you, because like at the beginning it's that her mom was pushed by the Dalmatians, wasn't that how?
Yeah.
And then later on she realizes that it's because oh shit,
Well, it was because the Baroness had the whistle and kind of like made the dogs push her.
Yeah, so at the beginning, Estella thought it was because the dogs were chasing her. They thought that she had gone closer to her mom, and so that's why they knocked her off. But then it turns out that the Baroness was using a dog whistle, and that's why that happened. And yeah, I completely understand where you're coming from with that.
Yeah. Well, what I thought was weird was how in the beginning, all we see is these dogs freaking come and push her mom over. We didn't hear the whistle, at least not as prominently as we heard it when they revealed that that's what she did.
I mean, didn't we get a close-up, though, of her blowing it?
Not at the beginning.
Well, no, I mean, like, when it's actually shown that that's what she was doing.
Yeah, like, it showed us that. Like,
I'm
it
wondering
showed
if,
that
like,
she
maybe
was,
they
like,
would...
sicking the dog on Horace.
I'm wondering if maybe they would just put in the fact that, dog whistles are only at a frequency only dogs can hear, unless, like, of
Yeah, but
course, you're
then
like really close to the person.
Yeah, but then Cruella wouldn't have been able. Like, she was like laying on the ground, and like the dogs jumped over her. So she wouldn't have been able to see that the Baroness was blowing a whistle, or even having heard that she was blowing the whistle.
That's fair.
So it's just kind of like they made it seem like the whistle was like a big enough thing that she noticed, or just kind of like blocked from her memory or whatever. But nothing they showed us in that opening sequence when that first happened kind of reveals to us that that's what happened, or that's oh shit, what's the word I'm looking for? It never foreshadowed that that was the case. Like, we never heard like a slight whistle or whatever. It was like we had no reason to suspect that she heard anything.
Yeah.
So it did kind of feel like it was like forced in there, that she's like, oh, suddenly, like, memory unlocked.
No, yeah, you got a point.
Yeah, so I think that was like one of my biggest issues with the writing. Other than that, I thought a lot of, like, the dialogue was really good for the most part. Nothing outstanding, nothing like super awful.
Yeah.
But I think that was the biggest thing for me that I docked for, was the whole dog thing.
That's fair. Like, honestly, now thinking about it, that's why. I mean, one of the reasons why I dropped it to, or put it at what I was at. For me, like, the story and the writing were like basically the exact same for me. Story was just as good as the writing. Because I was actually amazed of how many times this movie actually made me laugh.
I was too. This movie made me laugh a surprising amount. A lot more than I expected it to.
Yeah, same here.
All right. Well, I think that's everything in writing. So moving on over to acting. Let me pull up the cast list real fast. All right. So we have Emma Stone, who played Cruella de Vil, Emma Thompson, who played the Baroness, Joel Fry, who played Jasper, and Paul Walter Hauser, who played Horace.
Yeah, buddy.
Hell yeah. Going back really quick to the where's the young Cruella? Yeah, going back to young Cruella and like young Jasper and Horace. The kids, other than Cruella, Jasper and Horace, the young versions of them, dropped the score for me a lot.
That's fair. I think the kid that played Jasper as a kid was not that bad, actually.
He was the one that I had issues with.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought
it was like it was his dialogue. It's just like, her mother died. Like, you remember how that was. Like, it just felt so odd.
Yeah, okay.
Like, it felt almost icky how he said it. I'm just like, ugh. Like, come on, man.
I don't know, maybe that's just how he deals with the grief, talking like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I thought it was weird.
I get you.
But I think Horace actually did, or young Horace did a better job.
It's funny though, because the young Horace had it felt like a lot less lines than young Jasper.
Yeah. But as they got older, like once they jumped into Joel Fry and Paul Hauser, it actually switched. I think I had more issues with Horace than I did with Jasper, but Jasper's dialogue at times still also felt like a little off.
That's fair. Like honestly, because 101 Dalmatians has like always been one of my favorite Disney movies as a kid and even as an adult. And Horace and Jasper, like I actually like them better as I like them when it comes to like sidekick villains. Not talking about like main villains. I think they're the best ones. Like those two and Cruella de Vil together are just like bread and butter to me. They're just amazing together. And so I was like a little worried when they announced who was playing Horace and Jasper in this movie. But these two like really surprised me. It's definitely a different angle a little bit. Especially I feel with Jasper. This is definitely not the Jasper that we see in 101 Dalmatians. Horace, you kind of could say he's kind of still like the nitwit that he is in the original movie. But this Jasper is definitely not the dick that he is in that one. Because I don't know about you, but he's a complete asshole in the original 101 Dalmatians.
Yeah. Joel Fry, who played Jasper, hasn't done a whole lot of stuff.
Well, I hope he gets more work because he's a really good actor.
I agree. The other one, Horace, on the other hand, Paul Walter Hauser, he's actually been in quite a few things.
Yeah, he was actually in a movie that we just broke down. What was it? Last year, I think.
That's not just breaking it down.
Okay, sorry. That we broke down last year.
Which one was that?
Defy Bloods.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Forgot about that one.
No.
Yeah, he always kind of plays like a weird character. Like in I, Tonya, he was this guy, he was like a hired hitman.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but he was just like some dude that lived with his mom. Like he always just plays like a weird character.
I really I want to see him in Richard Jewell because he's the star in that one, and I've heard it's pretty good. I mean, it's directed by Clint Eastwood, so.
Yeah, so I think them as a duo, I think they worked pretty well. I did really like the dynamic change between those two and Cruella.
I did too because like in the original it's never explained, or at least I don't remember it ever being explained how Cruella meets Horace and Jasper or how they met.
I don't think they ever discuss it.
I love the idea that they basically grew up together, all three of them, and they taught her their ways. She taught him a couple things with like disguises, and it kind of grew into them being like their own little family. I actually really like that angle that they took with this movie.
Yeah, I really like that. That's like a big thing that I loved. Like it was just the humanization, because it's like in all of these other iterations, Horace and Jasper are just treated like shit by Cruella, and it's just like villainy stuff. It's just like that's just how villains treat their henchmen, and like with this, it did like they were able to make whenever like when Cruella started becoming more aggressive towards them, like Jasper even said like, "Whoa, what is this?"
Yeah, where the hell is that coming from?
Yeah, and then when she started getting more aggressive with them, you felt it more, like it had more of an emotional impact rather than her being like, "You nitwits," and
yeah, absolutely. And
like in the animated version.
I loved this angle. Like whoever decided to have these characters meet in this way and grow from there, excellent idea. I loved it.
Yeah, so good. And then Emma Thompson. holy shit. I love her.
Why is it she is so good at playing a bitch?
Yeah, I know, right?
With this and Saving Mr. Banks as P.L. Travers, like, oh my god, like, how is she so good at playing the bitchy part?
Dude, she's amazing. Like, she seems
really
like
is.
she is so nice.
I'm
And
sure
then-
she actually is in real life. I'm sure she's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
But damn, when she has to turn on the oh, I'm an asshole or I'm a bitch, she like kicks it up to an 11.
Yeah, no shit. So I loved everything that she did in this. Like, it was insane. Dude, and it was funny. I started laughing when she pushed Cruella off the cliff and then turned around realizing that everyone's freaking watching her, and she's like, she jumped. Like, are you shitting me? You're going to try and talk yourself out of this? Everyone just watched you push her.
I just love that scene for how like Estella basically is just like, you're not gonna push me, are you? It doesn't that lead into the hug?
I was like, dude, that's like as soon as she said that, I'm just like, that's exactly what she's going to do.
How do you not realize that? Like, what else is she going to do? She's not just going to give you a hug and be like, hey, me and my daughter are cool now. We're going to go live happily ever after.
Yeah, I'm like, you know damn well she's pushing you off that cliff.
She's getting that money one way or another.
Dude, and I loved her, like, Emma, kind of both of their performances. Like, their performances were just so equal in my eyes. I loved
I liked
the
Emma
freaking
Stone's
power
a little
move.
more, but I get you.
I love
What?
the power move of making those Dalmatians sit.
Yeah.
Like, I freaking loved that. And it's just like the little things that led up to that. Like when the dog came to like lay down and he just like started but like stopped and looked at Cruella and she's just like, I'll allow it. And then he like laid down. I'm just like, what a freaking power move. Like, I was just like,
straight
damn, that's awesome. All right, who's your top three?
Definitely number one. Emma Stone. God, I almost got them mixed up. I'd probably say number two, Emma Thompson, and then number three, actually, oh my god, so hard to pick between these two. I love them both so much. I'm gonna give it to Paul Walter Hauser.
I'm actually in agreement with you on the top two, but I'm going to give my number three to Joel Fry, who played Jasper. I thought he did a really, really good job at selling everything.
Yeah.
I
think it's kind of funny that both of our lists are basically the same. It's just we switched Taurus and Jasper. I love it. That's cool.
Dude, I will say this. There is one complaint that I have about this movie. Could you have wasted Mark Strong any more than...
Dude, straight up. Straight up.
Like, you could have had anyone else play this
John
character.
the Valet.
Yeah, John the Valet. But no, you had to choose Mark Strong. Like, what? Whose bright idea was that?
I don't know. He's in the Kingsman movies, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, you've seen how great of an actor he is, and you put him in that little of a role?
Yeah, he was freaking in Shazam. Like, he's been in so much shit.
Oh, yeah, he was in Shazam.
Like, let's see. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, even Kingsman isn't his top top credited. Yeah, so he was in freaking 1917, Shazam, Kingsman, Zero Dark 30.
I love that movie.
Yeah, let's see, Kingsman again.
I always wanted to check out the Brothers Grimsby, but I never did.
Yeah, Imitation Game. He was in, like, he's been in so much shit. Freaking hell! He was Sinestro in the Green Lantern.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I mean, come on! Like, you're gonna take this freaking, like, amazing actor, give him John the Valet. Like, don't get me wrong, I love seeing Mark Strong.
Yeah, same here.
He is an amazing actor, but you're gonna give him, seriously? Like, come on. Like, I kept thinking, like, oh, he's gonna be like the Baroness's version of Jasper and Horace. Like, but he's going to be, like, mixed into one. He's going to be, like, a total badass. And he's going to be taking Jasper and Horace on and blah, blah, blah. No, freaking, he was barely in the freaking movie.
He, like, seriously, he really, really, it was honestly sad. Like, I felt bad for Mark Strong.
Yeah. But, I mean, whatever, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure he got a nice paycheck, so at least there's that.
Yeah. So we ended up giving acting an 83.5.
Not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all. Moving on over to character development, we ended up giving this collectively an 88.
Okay, that's not bad. I actually was surprised about how much I love the character development. I loved seeing Estella as a child, seeing her other persona as Cruella, seeing her true self. That's who she saw as her true self. But her mother telling her that no, you need to hide that. You know, the world isn't ready for someone like Cruella, and so she hides it for so many years, up until she's finally like, you know what? No, I need to bring her out for a certain reason. But also, this is who I truly am, and I'm sticking with that. Estella is dead, figuratively and literally. I mean, she figuratively kills the person, but everyone thinks that she's actually dead. And she just finally becomes who she believes that she truly is at the end of the movie, just Cruella de Vil. And I thought it was a really good character arc, actually.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I think it was really, really solid. Like, always having to, just showing that she's always had to suppress this other side of her, and finally being able to unleash it on the world.
Yeah.
And just constantly pursuing something that she was striving for, like always striving to be what her mother thought she could be, like being great.
Yeah.
And she was, but I think it just showed in this, which isn't very heroic like, so I don't think, like in this, I don't feel like Cruella was very heroic.
No, I would agree with that.
But I feel like it was just so nice being able to see in a very non-heroic way. She was on her way to greatness, but someone didn't want her to reach that, so she got rid of that person.
Yeah.
And that person was the Baroness, who ended up being her mother and everything. And so I think that just shows, like, I love that arc. Like, okay, you're not going to let me be who I am? Well, I'm just going to get rid of you.
Yeah.
Which I don't think you could do that with a hero or someone.
No, I don't think you could. No, it kind of has to be a villain.
Yeah, like the way that Cruella was acting was almost like how I compare it to like how the Punisher is. The Punisher's not a good
I like
guy,
that.
but he's not a bad guy either. So it was just
Yeah.
like he does bad things to get good results. And I think that was just the situation Cruella was in. She did bad things to get I wouldn't even say it was a good result. It's just a result.
Yeah.
Something that benefited her.
That's actually a really good way to look at it.
Yeah. So I loved it. This is definitely one of the highlights of this movie.
I just want to say I loved this added how they did this throughout the movie. When Estella's a young girl, when they're moving to London, her mother is just like, oh, we'll sit around the this like certain fountain and we'll drink tea. And the fact that she actually like goes to that fountain to like speak to her mother after she has passed away is like, honestly, that was like really a really sweet idea.
Yeah, and I think that just like set it more in stone. Like she's human.
Yeah.
Like she's like I said earlier, she's not this puppy killing monster.
No, she's not.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. Anything else you want to say about character development?
No, I don't think of.
All right. Like I said, we ended up giving this an 88. Moving on over to effects. This is what's going to kill the movie.
Yeah.
Anything. We ended up giving this a 71.5.
God damn.
Yeah, which isn't bad, but it's not good.
Yeah.
These effects were rough.
How do we go from how the animals look in both the Jungle Book and the Lion King to how Dalmatians look so animated in Cruella?
Was this
Like,
okay? Hold on. Was this movie released in theaters?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
It was supposed to be a theater.
I was almost going to give this a pass because I thought it was like a Disney Plus exclusive.
No, this was supposed to be released in this was planned like in like 2018 or 2019. So yeah, this was supposed to be just released in theaters, but then COVID happened and all that fun stuff.
Then yeah, they have no excuse then. I was going to give them a pass. I'm like, okay, like the Lady and the Tramp remake. Like I was thinking like,
I get where you're coming from.
like if they were going to go solely for that look or for that, like if that's like the budget they were working with, I can understand it a little bit more. Honestly, that actually drops the score for me. I thought that they that drops my personal score.
That's fine with me.
Yeah, I'm dropping it. Yeah, so with my corrected score, the effects dropped down to 69.
All right, 69.
They were not good.
Like there is not at one point in this movie that I thought, oh yeah, those are totally real Dalmatians.
Oh my god, they were so fake.
Disney, what the hell? Fake. You have so much money. How do you F up CGI this bad?
Yeah, like, what in the hell were you thinking?
Like, the budget for this movie, it says, was between 100 and 200 million. Clearly, that budget did not go to the CGI.
No, clearly the budget went to the costume.
Costume and makeup.
Which we'll get into here in a second, but we need to bash these effects for a minute.
This is really the only effect to really talk about, right?
Honestly, yeah. Like, there were some other things. Like, okay, so, spoiler alert, if you've listened past listen up to this point. When she gets pushed off of the cliff at the end, she has a parachute skirt, and that looks super rough because she does like this weird flip. And I'm
I'll give you that
okay,
too.
that's weird. And it's just like little things like that. Just like I don't even know. They CGI'd the dogs a lot.
How'd you feel Horace's dog looked with the eye patch?
Wink.
Yeah, Wink. That was his name.
I really liked Wink, but he had some issues.
Yeah.
Like, I think my biggest one, or the one that stands out in my mind the most, is when they were they had him walking through this door or this window and then jumping on the doorknob to bring it down. I'm like, that looks awful.
Yeah.
But it's just like they look super rubbery. They move like too fast.
Yeah, they do.
Like, you need to slow them down. You need to give them a little bit more shadow, because I feel like there was some times where you could tell that these animals did not have a shadow.
No, I absolutely agree. You really could.
Like, it was almost like they took like a 3D model of like a Dalmatian running and just put it into the movie and didn't bother putting like any lighting or anything on it.
Straight up, just what were they thinking?
I want to know how much of those were real dogs, if any. Like, I would be impressed if they said, "Oh, we had no dogs on set," but there's no way that they didn't have any like those dogs.
Yeah, I don't know if they said like whenever if they would have said, "Oh yeah, we didn't use any dogs," I'm just like, why? It worked fine when they did a live action version of 101 Dalmatians. Those were all real. So I don't understand why you couldn't have done real ones in here. And you were only working with 3. You weren't working with 101.
Yeah, let's see. I'm looking through this like behind the scenes facts to see if anyone says anything about the dogs. Okay, so apparently they wouldn't let Cruella use her cigarette holder so as not to promote smoking to children.
Oh, okay. I mean, I guess that makes sense, because, like, even in, like, Saving Mr. Banks, when P.L. Travers walks in on Walt Disney smoking, he even has to point out, no, I hate people, it's okay, I hate people seeing me smoke, it's a bad habit. So at least they point it out.
Okay. The dogs were CGI'd to look nasty. So those are real dogs. Not all of their movements were real, but they were real dogs on set, but they had to CGI the faces to make them look mean because the dogs were just like too nice.
I mean, from what I've heard, Dalmatians are actually very nice dogs. I've never had one, but okay. But, like, honestly, I've seen, like, freaking, in, like, Underdog, there were dogs that had to, like, get angry. Their CGI looked better than this.
Yeah. So, I am fairly certain that that's why they looked so bad, that they CGI'd over real dogs.
Okay, alright, that makes more sense now.
The movement, on the other hand, like, that one was just, like, meh.
No.
I'm looking to see if they had anything else. Nope, nothing else about the dogs.
Okay.
So, yeah. I feel like, honestly, knowing that makes it worse.
It really does.
Like, I could have forgiven it if you had, like, no dogs on set, but the fact that you had dogs...
effects.
Like, come on.
Like, yeah, like seriously.
But yeah, that was honestly the biggest gripe I had with any of the effects.
Yeah, same here.
So yeah, effects scored a 69. Moving on over to music. So we both gave this a 9.
Hell yeah.
This was a killer soundtrack.
Seriously. Like some of the songs, I'm just like, oh my god, this works so well. Like, when they did, These Boots Were Made for Walking, I'm like, okay, couldn't have picked a better song. The whole, at the ending, they start playing, what is it? I don't forget the name, but it's just like, pleased to meet you, hope you guess my name. It's like, it's Devil something.
Good question. I don't know.
Caleb. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. The only thing that I had, well, yeah, I'll say the only thing that I had any like complaints about was that they did mention the year a lot. And I think they said that was like the early 70s.
Yes, yeah.
And I feel like they played quite a bit of 80s music. I might
That's
be
fair.
wrong on that, but I know that there was a couple songs that they played where it was like there was a Queen song that they played. It was like the I looked this up. It was the 2011 remastered, which I can forgive. But they did have a song, this living thing song, and they played the 2012 version. And then I feel like there's a couple other songs in there that were from like the early 80s. I'm actually going to go through and see. Oh, they don't have the years. That sucks. Damn, I was hoping they would have the years when it like came out. But yeah, that was my only complaint, but that's not a big gripe because like I said, I don't know for sure. So I'm not going to be saying like, "Oh, well, this movie wasn't blah, 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 blah." No, like that's not the point. Did the music work for the movie? It absolutely did.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. I think the one thing it was missing was a song that just got stuck in my head. That's all it was missing.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Damn near perfect soundtrack. Other than that,
absolutely.
Like I think I probably could have been bumped up to a 10 had they done a Cruella song. I know that they had one at the end with the Florence and the Machines, but it's just they don't have a very.
You know what would have been really
very few of their songs I consider catchy.
That's fair. I would have loved. I don't know why, but I would have loved if they did Selena Gomez's rendition of Cruella de Vil that she sang when she was younger.
That would have been cool. Or had her like re-record one.
Yeah, that would have actually been pretty cool.
That would have been way cool. Yeah, and I know that's kind of like a douchey thing to like think that, oh, it wasn't catchy enough. But I feel like with Maleficent, if Maleficent's overall soundtrack had been better, I could have given Maleficent a 10 for the oh shit. Once Upon a Dream?
I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, I could have given if they would have thrown a song like that into there, I could have given it a 10. So that's not fair. I think it was the artist that just didn't do enough catchiness for me, because I caught myself with Maleficent humming that song a lot, and it wasn't like just the song in general, it was like that version of the song. So
yeah, fair.
Yeah, that was the only thing that was missing, but killer freaking soundtrack. If you guys get a chance to go back and listen to it.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Anything else music-wise you wanted to talk about?
Not really. I will point this out though. The song that is used at the end, I don't know the name, but I know the song that they list as the last track is not the last track. That song is not listed. It's kind of weird.
Are you talking about the Cruella one or
No, the like the Pleased to Meet You, Hope You Guess My Name. Like for some reason, like everywhere I go, it's not listed, and I know it was in the movie.
It's like, are you sure about that?
I am like 100% sure. Like, okay, maybe I'm like at 99% sure now.
I think it's just the fact that you're dropping.
Please tell me this. I don't even know the name of this song. Yeah, it looks like it is. Sympathy for the Devil by the Rolling Stones. That's what it is.
Ooh, that
but
is
so
a good
yeah,
song.
yeah. So I know it was in the movie, so I don't understand why it's not listed.
Weird.
Like, yeah, right?
All right. So yeah, like I said, music we ended up giving a 9. Moving on over to costumes, where this movie absolutely shined.
Yes.
Unsurprisingly, we gave this a 10.
Yeah.
Because holy shit.
If you didn't give this a 10, I was going to smack you upside the head.
No, I absolutely agree. This
Okay, good.
The costume department killed it.
They did. Every single one of Cruella's outfits, oh my gosh, slay. I can't believe I just used that word.
I can't either. While I was looking through that list of facts, do you want to take a guess at which dress was Emma Stone's favorite?
Was it the one where she was wearing the face paint that said the future?
Was that the trash one?
I don't know if that was. No, it was not.
Okay, then no.
Oh.
Her favorite was the trash one.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah, she said that she really liked having the 40-foot train.
I mean, you know what? Fair enough.
Yeah, dude. Oh my gosh. Like, just when you think that she couldn't get a more iconic look, like, they just freaking up the ante.
They seriously do.
Like, they did such a good job. Like, when she first comes out as Cruella, because I was just like, oh, she's going to release Cruella, so I was expecting her to come out in, like, something, and she comes out and, like, this just might say more about me, but when she comes out in, like, her freaking leather outfit, I'm just like, you have my attention.
I mean, I'll fully admit it. Emma Stone could be wearing anything, and she's still drop dead gorgeous.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Dude, it took some getting used to the black and white haircut, but I mean, shit. Like when she came out, and I was, all right. And then yeah, every other outfit that she came out in, like the trash outfit or the frickin' Dalmatian one.
Oh yeah.
Oh my, like she frickin' nailed it.
Dude, the fact that she had a cane also with the Dalmatian one just freaking added to it. I'm just like, that is so ballsy. I love it.
I wonder if they did the cane to replace the cigarette holder.
If they did, I'm okay with that.
I am too. Like I loved the cane.
Yeah.
Like kudos to the freaking costume department.
Yes,
like, you
absolutely.
guys nailed it.
Knocked it right out of the park with this one.
Yeah, and like for someone that doesn't appreciate high fashion, I think they did a really good job at just portraying what it's like.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree.
Like what it's like to get ready or make the things.
Yeah.
Like it I think they did a killer job overall. Like just destroyed it. Like I cannot say enough good things about the costumes. Like if you're going to watch this movie for anything, watch it for the costumes.
Yes, absolutely. Costumes and makeup.
Yeah, my personal favorite was the one that you were talking about, the where she has like the face painted the future on it. Like
Same
I love that, like, quote unquote mask that she had. Dude, and was it just me, or were her eyes like super striking in this movie?
Oh, they were, absolutely.
Like, did they do something to them?
I don't know. I don't think they did.
Googling it. Shit, I think those were just her eyes.
Damn. Add another thing to what makes her truly beautiful. Just those eyes.
Yeah, like, it's just... Shit, that is just her eyes. Gee, like, they always stood out when she was Cruella. Like,
yeah.
they I don't feel like they stood out as much when she was Estella.
No, I would agree with that.
So it must be something with like the dark and light hair, because her eyes just like, it also could have just been due to the mask, because her eyes just like stick out like crazy. So I love it. I freaking love everything that the costume department did. Like, so good.
It really was.
All right, getting into personal grades. I'll go first. I had a really good time with this movie. Enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I was going to. There are a lot of good aspects to this movie. There wasn't anything like super great or that you are going to remember too much, at least when it comes to story. If anything, you're going to remember the costumes, because like we just went on about, so good. And the performances between Emma Thompson and Emma Stone were just so good. Like, there was just some class A acting going on between them. But yeah, overall, I think I had a good enough time to give this slightly above average. Didn't quite crack my top 10 like other movies have in the past. But yeah, so I'm going to give this an 84.
Okay, very nice.
Yeah. Rose?
So I agree with everything that Caleb said. This was a huge surprise for me as well. Emma Stone, amazing as Cruella. She was terrific. Just everyone, the whole cast was really good. The story flowed very well. There was not one part that I felt it dragged, which is really shocking considering this movie was over 2 hours. But yeah, no, I just had a really surprising good time with this, and I'm gonna actually give it the same score as you, 84.
Nice. All right, well, that concludes this week's breakdown. So the final All Bros letter grade for Cruella has come to a B.
It's not bad.
Yeah, a fairly solid B at that. It is sitting at 85.56%.
Oh yeah, that really is a solid B.
Yeah, so it's actually a little bit on the stronger side, because our cutoff for a B plus is 86, so it's a half percentage off,
Okay.
almost 0.4% off. But yeah, let's see. Compare this to some other movies. All right, comparing this to our other B movies. So these are all movies that we have given a B to. Like we said, Cruella is sitting at an 85.56. That puts it above Sorcerer's Stone, or Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, which we had an 85.43. Puts it above The Lion King, the remake, which was at an 85.1.
Okay.
Also puts it above The Oath, which was at an 85. It was also above Christopher Robin, which is at an 84.56. Oof. And it was above Avengers Age of Ultron, which is at an 84.37.
Damn.
I know, that one stung a bit, huh?
A little bit. A little bit.
Yeah, but it puts it underneath Onward, which was at an 85.67.
Okay.
And then it was also below The Force Awakens, which is at an 85.8.
All right.
So the margins are very, very close. So the difference between The Force Awakens and Cruella is seriously 0.3%.
Damn. Holy shit.
Yeah, so it out of all of our B movies, it ranks number 3 out of 20.
Holy shit. Damn, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's freaking epic. I am going to do something fun for a second. All right, we have ranked 146 movies. That's how many we've done on this show.
Shit.
There are a few of those that we didn't do episodes for. But, so out of 146 movies, Cruella ranks 63? Yeah. So out of... Oh, sorry. 145. I'm trying to remember the top row doesn't count because that's where we have like the movie percent, like telling us what the columns are.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So yeah, we have ranked, or we have scored 145 movies. And Cruella is sitting at 63.
Holy shit.
So that's not awful.
No, that's not awful at all. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's super cool. Dude, it's freaking epic that we've almost done 150 movies.
That's insane.
Right?
Holy shit.
Yeah, well, I'll have to make a note of that.
Yeah, please do.
Like, just when we finally do score 150 movies. But yeah, so that's where Cruella's sitting, and I think it has a pretty decent home.
Agreed.
All right, well, that concludes this week's breakdown. If you like this episode and want to hear more of our stuff, be sure to follow and subscribe to us wherever you listen to podcasts. We are basically everywhere since moving to the new distribution service. Yeah, we should still be everywhere. Hopefully. Yeah, we're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify. There's more. I need to get a new list. I know I said everywhere, but there's some I'm just like a little uncertain of.
It's like maybe? I don't know now.
Yeah. You can also catch all of our episodes on YouTube. the new distribution service actually makes the videos a little bit more interesting to watch now instead of us just doing like one basic background. So go check that out. And if you would like to, you can also follow us on social media, where you can hit us up with episode ideas in our DMs, answer our question of the week, or if you want to join us for an episode, we would love to have anyone on. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Just search at the All Bros, or you can go to or email us at the allbroschannel@gmail.com.
You really struggled with that.
Yeah, I know. I'm just
Are you
struggling
okay?
tonight.
Same, man. Same.
Or go check out our website, tinyurl.com/the-allbros. I've been pretty consistent about updating that one. So, yeah. So on our website, you can find links to our merch. Technically not a store. Our merch idea board.
There we go. Okay, yeah, that works. I like that.
If you want merch of any sort, anything you can imagine, I can probably design it and get it made for you. And then you would just, I don't know, Venmo me and all the cost of it, whatever it gets to be made. Like, I'm not going to charge anything. Like, I just think people wearing our merch would be cool. So whatever the cost of the thing is to be made is how much you would need to Venmo me.
Yes.
So, yeah, hit us up. You can also go on our TeePublic site. I haven't posted anything there for a while, but I'm pretty sure we still have at least half a store. Like if you just wanted to go out and do that. So
just make sure you don't want anything from Disney or Warner Brothers.
Yeah, otherwise you're shit out of luck.
Yeah.
All right, next week we will be breaking down Free Guy. The Ryan Reynolds movie. I've heard some really good things about it, so I have some high hopes just because I also really like Ryan Reynolds.
As do I.
So you guys can look forward to that next week, and until then, this has been the All Bros Podcast. I'm Caleb.
And I am Jonathan.
And we'll catch you guys next week. Deuces.
So long. Wow, that was so bad. I'm sorry, I'm so tired.
Yeah, I feel you.